Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, beautiful soul family, and welcome to Weekly Wisdom and Insights, your home for spiritually guided transformation and empowerment. I am your host, Dearjames, and oh boy, do we have an action-packed show. So much so that there was a first for me. Typically, as you know, from the last 13, 14 months, I never get the information about the show until the morning of. I get up very early, I listen, and I prepare the show and everything. This time, for this closing out and really the launching of, they gave me this information and everything was being done the last 2 days. So there are some action-packed energies and we're going to jump in and get to them. And really what you want to know, this is the last show of the year. It's December 28th, 2022. However, it's all about the future. It's all about moving forward. That's what these energies are about. And it's about building upon the past. It's not about throwing the baby out with the bathwater. However, it's also not about, quote unquote, looking back. It's about looking forward. And so there's some really exciting energies here. So as you know, as you're joining us from around the globe, please put into the comments that you're joining and where you're joining from. If you have comments, if you have questions that you would specifically like guidance on, place it in the comments and we'll incorporate it throughout the show. And I say we because it's myself, Dearjames, and the unseen, Spirit, Source, and Symphony. And so together we look at all of the energies, the numbers, everything that's coming in, and then the intuitive guidance as well, and how it all melds together. But truly, I'm going to start off with your mantra. So let me just bring this up. This is your main theme and your mantra. We've only just begun to live. And so keep this mantra in your mind as you move forward, as you embark into the new year, but really into the new. Because remember, we're crossing this Rubicon. They spoke about this in the last show last week. And we're crossing this Rubicon. So, and a Rubicon, let me just jump to it here, is this ability, sorry, I'm just having a moment here, there we go, a bounding or limiting line, especially one that when crossed commits a person irrevocably, a limit or point that is reached when the results of one's actions cannot be changed. I apologize with some of the moving on the screen, you're probably seeing that. My apologies. There we go. It's tomorrow, Mercury retrograde in the cardinal sign of Capricorn. So you're going to see even the link to LinkedIn it's not live streaming to LinkedIn because, well, technical difficulties. And here is this redo with Mercury, but this is a good one. This is in Capricorn. It's an earth sign. It means the things that we revisit are going to be tangible and beneficial for us. Because remember, it's about moving forward. And so while in essence we look back, if you will, we're not meant to stay there. We're not meant to be stuck there. We're not meant to do anything other than harness that wisdom, that power, that knowing, so as to transform ourselves, move forward. And so let's just take a look at last week. So last week was about crossing the Great Rubicon, and it was about exceeding. And I'm going to walk you through visually and audibly here. But it was about having all you need, all you desire, step into the unknown, into the beyond. And so we're moving from a 6-year to a 7-year. The 7. It's such a powerful, magical, divine number. And so it's as if, and remember, the 6, conflict, destiny. And so we have a choice. The 6-year was all about, are we in conflict, challenge? Are we creating hardship for ourselves? Or are we laying those burdens down? Are we surrendering them and surrendering to ourselves, to what we know to be true, to what we know, our soul, what we know we can accomplish, what we can be, who we actually are? And there's the destiny part of that. And then here comes the deliverance of it. Here's the 7-year that says, boom. It's like they're saying to me, you asked for it, you got it. Here it is. It's that beauty of, and this is where the past comes in, by the way. It's like looking at not only this lifetime, but all of the lifetimes you've been, all of the knowings. And you have been building and building and building and molding and shaping and honing and polishing. We've all been doing this work. The 7-year and beyond, and it really started with 2022, the return of the divine feminine, 2022 and beyond. 2023 is about the deliverance of these things. It's about it's no longer work, it's works. It's the joy of it. It's the achievements. It's the receiving, the deliverance of something. And so having all you need, all you desire, step into the unknown, step into the beyond. And that one statement from last week is saying to us, step into the unknown. It may be unknown. We may not be able to see down and around the corner. However, you're going to have a knowing that you're to do it, that it's yours, that you're meant to move forward. And so do so knowing you have all you need, all you desire. That's where it is. The 2021, and let me just bring this up. I'm going to bring it up right now because it's so powerful, an image. Look at this beautiful image of the number 7. And remember, the 7 is about completion, fulfillment, perfection. It is the foundation of God's word. It is the promise. And thus it is the deliverance of that promise. And look, just feel the energies of that, the shimmering gold and so forth and everything. Because remember, you have the golden ticket. New adventure awaits. It's new beginnings. We're looking at the new. And this far surpasses just the ordinary end of the year. It far surpasses that, because this is different. This time, this moment in time, this exceeding, because that was the other piece, that it's the Milky Way. We're exceeding what we've known before. We're exceeding everything that we've thought about ourselves. We're laying all of that down. That's the part of the past. We're laying it all down. We're not throwing it out. We're just laying it down so that we are open. We have made space for the new because we have the golden ticket. We already have it. And thus, we're coming into this beautiful 7-year. Here it is again, this beautiful image of the 7. And it's auspicious. It's divine. It is divine completion, divine fulfillment, divine perfection, the foundation of God's word. This is the promise. And so this is why you can see we're not looking at where we've been. We know that. It's that beautiful statement of, we know what we know until we know. We already know where we've been. We know the foundations of our experiences, our masks, our shadows, our achievements, our desires, our goals. We know them. Now we're making space to receive, and we're making space to receive the new, the unknown, the beyond. And it's beyond where we've been. So yes, it's going to take faith, patience, courage, fortitude, joy, enthusiasm. So make space, make peace with that. If there are things, people, places, things you are meant to let go of, do so with a willing heart, with joy, with grace, because that's going to make space. It's going to free you up to receive what's already yours, having all you need, all you desire. Step into the unknown. So these are from last week, pardon me. Here's 1221. And they said last week, the portal that moves you onward, moves you forward, evolution, destiny, deliverance. So this is the winter solstice, right? This just occurred, and it opens that window. The sun was reborn on Christmas Day, 1225. So here we are, we're beginning the new. So this opened up the portal. This is that portal that opens, that moves us forward. They said then, remember, awaken to the magic within. And it was talking about this spiral, this DNA, this God code, the missing link. And we talked about how it's internal, it's in the color in the gemstone of the emerald, it sits in your sternum, and it awakens. So again, look at this plate here, the spiral. You can see how the spiral, the helix, one is descending, the other ascending. And you can see this in northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere. If you've ever noticed when a drain drains in the southern hemisphere, it goes the opposite direction of the way that it drains in the northern hemisphere. So one descending, one ascending, but it's in this helix, this double helix, this DNA, this spiral. And you can see how magical, when you start in the beginning, like a labyrinth, this spiraling out, it is the golden ratio. You can expand it and contract it, and it never loses its divinity, its perfection, its divine perfection. So here we go, here we go. It's this quantum leap forward. And with that, what we are all being asked to do, and I'm going to bring up this image and then I'm going to speak to you about this is where we are being asked to be the Fool. The Fool is the 0 card in the tarot. It goes on, it's wholeness, it's divine completeness, it's wholeness. It is that divine ratio, the golden ratio, where you can expand it and contract it, and it never loses its divinity, its wholeness. It has everything. And so as the Fool, when you're looking at this image, there's a mountain scene behind, there's a white dog, your faithful companion. That white dog represents your soul source connection, your soul, your true north, your guiding star. And look how loyal dogs, man's greatest companion, the dog. It's that, and it's white, it's a purity. It's your knowing. And so here on the journey, and yet look, you've got this beautiful flower in your hand. You've got the rod with the knapsack. The knapsack contains everything you need. You've got the crown of laurel. It's royalty. It denotes royalty. You've got this full bursting sun behind you, literally over your shoulder, at your back, meaning divinity. The divine sustenance of life is at your back. And then there's this beautiful look on her face of this joy of I'm going to step into, as you can see, she is looking up. Their eyes are closed. The sun at their back. They're feeling it. They're in the moment. They feel it. and they're going to step into the unknown. They're going to step off of this platform. They're going to step off into leaving behind everything they've known to receive everything that's unknown, that's beyond what they've already told themselves is possible. Labels, identities, possibilities, relationships, locations. They're going to exceed all of that. And we do so with the Fool. And I just want to bring in, welcome Ava, welcome Elizabeth, welcome Crystal. Thank you all so much for joining. And I'm going to bring in, let me just jump into this. Elizabeth is saying, this week was meant to be a slow, quiet week. It has turned out to be full, but not chaotic. I am enjoying the arrival of everything new that arrives at face value. Exactly. It's like the more, like with the Fool, like with a backpack, like with a woman's handbag. You know, these are analogies. It is the emptying out. There's a beautiful Sabian symbol that talks about the emptying out of the vessel, of the bag. So as then, because the bag is quote unquote empty, it's not empty, it's now, it's divine. It's like now all the magic, it's a little bit Harry Potter-esque, but now all the magic, you open it up and you're like, oh, where did all this come from? What is this new tool? What is this new opportunity? Who is this new person? What is this new calling? What are these new gifts, these new works? And so I want to go to, I'm going to leave the image up of the Fool for a little while because it really embodies. This is about, so again, we have this mantra, we've only just begun to live. The song was from the Carpenters in 1970, 70s. So you can see the sevens are going to be playing out big time. And so here is your opportunity to be the Fool. The Fool in the most pure, entrepreneurial, adventurous, open, ready to receive way. As Elizabeth was saying, enjoying the arrival of everything new that arrives at face value. No judgment, discernment. We'll come to that in a minute. So let me just bring and read to you the piece about the Fool. And here it talks about, the Fool is a card of promise, of new beginnings and innocence. This card shows the highest potential for your life, a state of renewal in which each day is an adventure and every moment is lived to the fullest. That is a choice. We choose to be the Fool in every moment of every day, of every experience. Choose to be the Fool that represents your highest potential for life, a state of renewal where every moment is an adventure and it's lived in the fullest. It represents the beginning of all creativity, and you're going to see how the number 1 is playing out in our numbers today, the creative force. It represents the beginning of all creativity and a desire to accomplish new goals, or at least to start the process of working towards those goals. It's not meant to be overwhelmed. You're going to see a quote later that talks about taking the first step. So it's not to become overwhelmed, because that's an old story. Like Elizabeth shared, it's about receiving what arrives as it arrives, step by step by step. This card indicates that anything can happen, that there are new opportunities just waiting for you. This is guaranteed. We need only be open and receptive to them and be willing to initiate. The Fool can indicate the need to set forth on a new journey, one which is completely unknown, which will take you into uncharted territory. Yes, that can be scary, but gosh, how exciting, right? I mean, how exciting, because it's going to be coupled with a knowing. I know it's time to let go of this. I know it's time to embark on that. I know when I meet this person, it's either for me or not for me. You're going to know. And then it's the beauty that it's uncharted. But you can see the foundation, the strength in it, because it's a knowing. It's not outside of you. Concerned with new experiences, personal growth, development, and adventure, the Fool asks you to take a leap of faith and to trust that. When you begin a new journey, you will find success. So it's knowing that when you begin this new journey, you will find success, you will meet with success. Because you're the one that is the custodian of this experience. It is your soul source connection guiding you. It's not somebody telling you what to do or what not to do. It is a soul source knowing, it's a soul source guidance, and thereby trust in the success of that, because it's going to move you into the unknown. It's going to move you beyond, exceeding. It's going to move you beyond. And remember, having all you need, all you desire. Step into it. Don't tell yourself you don't have what you need. You do. It may be scary. Yes. Okay. Yes. But it's that baptism by fire. It's walking through the fire. You get to the other side and you go, oh my gosh. That wasn't so hard. And oh my God, that turned out far better than I would have ever expected. And because you did it, because you're really listening to your soul source connection, it guides you. It's always true north. It's always pure. This carefree fool lives free from worry and anxiety. They doesn't seem to mind if they can't really know what lies ahead. See, they're not caught up in the how. The how is the unknown. The how is about knowing it will be there. The how is source. What you're responsible for, what we're responsible for, is being the fool, trusting, knowing, listening, and going forth. Because remember, it's a 7-year coming up. This is a 7. And the 7 is about the deliverance, the fulfillment of something, the foundation of God's word, meaning source. Spirit, source, symphony, Buddha, Allah, however you achieve, knowing that the highest octave, the great creator, the great weaver, it's all there. In addition, the fool may also refer to a choice to be made, a choice of vital importance. However, as there are always many options available, the choice must be made wisely. You're going to see, I'm going to put up some other tarot cards in a bit, and you're going to see how discernment is vital. It must be utilized. And so, because you're going to have a lot of options, that's going to be, and they're meant to, and again, it's going, it's the song playing in my head, Walk On By. I think it was a Dionne Warwick song, Walk On By. Because some of them in the 7 of Cups are shadow experiences, opportunities. And thereby you can go, you know what? Been there, done that. I can get in a nanosecond. That's what that is. I'm going to walk on by. So that I receive that 1 cup, this 4 of Cups. I'll show you that in a second. This cup from God, from source, from your soul, that's saying, no, it's this one. This one's for you. But I have to walk past the other 3 that are laying on the ground that I can see. Because, let me just bring this up. I'm going to give you the visual of this. You can see on the left of your screen, the 4 of Cups. In the center of the image is the star card. It's number 17. It's follow, be led. Follow, be led is about your soul source connection. Your true north, your true GPS. It's not your mind, it's not your ego, it's not your personality, it's not other people in your life telling you what to do or not to do. It is your soul source connection. And then on the right of the screen, you see the 7 of Cups. You see that you can see that the cloud imagery, right? So if you look left and right, 4 of Cups, 7 of Cups, you see that they're coming from the clouds. They're held in the clouds, meaning they're coming from your soul source connection. With the 4 of Cups, the 3 cups on the ground represent what you already know, where you may be looking and you're not making space or room for, you're holding on too tight. And you can see the frustration, the folded arms, the irritation, the sadness, because they're representing an old you, what you're meant to look beyond, move beyond, let go of. And then you see this beautiful, hand of God from source, this cup that's coming in from the clouds, from the heavens. What's in the cup is the star. It is wish fulfillment, divine blessings. It is what your soul needs, desires, wants. And then you look to the right with the 7 of cups and you see, well, you may have many wants, desires, and so forth. This is where discernment comes in. 2023 is all about the fulfillment, the completion, the deliverance, the joy, the excitement. So it's going to be up to us to say, okay, I'm in a 7 year. There are 7 cups in front of me. This one and this one and this one. Yeah, been there, done that. Gonna walk on by. I see. Oh, that's just my soul ensuring that I've completed that lesson. I don't need it. I'm done with it. But look at these 2 cups. Oh my gosh. Or these 3 cups. Oh yes, those are for me. Now in which order? And listen, because your mind might say it's cup number 1. That's the one I want it. And yet you're meant to start with cup 3. So, because it will lead to cups 1 and 2. So be very mindful. Be open and mindful and listen to your soul source connection. It will never lead you astray. It can't. It's literally source. It is the master weaver, the creator of all, delivering to you in concert with you that which your soul said it wanted to experience. And in order to do so, we must release that which we already know. So we know what we know until we know. So you can see that being the Fool, this is the year to be the Fool in the most pure, beautiful, empowering way. It doesn't mean to be naive and unconscious and so forth. No, it is about stepping into your empowerment, your fullness. That's what this is all about. In addition, the Fool may also refer to a choice to be made, a choice of vital importance. However, as there are always many options available, the choice must be made wisely. This is what we were just talking about. When you are facing a decision or a moment of doubt, the Fool encourages you to believe in yourself and follow your heart. Follow your soul source connection. No matter how crazy or foolish your impulses may seem, what they're talking about here is people are going to show up in your lives to say, really? You're going to do that? Or why would you do that? Or that's crazy. And as long as you have a knowing, you know it's the right thing to do, even though it's unknown and it's beyond, you're exceeding your known limitations, your known stories, then be the Fool in that moment of doubt and go forward. The only person that you need permission from is yourself. Period. End of story. Listen to your soul. And when in doubt, be the Fool. It's a knowing, and step by step, move forward. Yes, people will be there in the most beautiful / challenging way. They did this I had many close friends when I embarked on as Dearjames. Really? Really? Are you sure? Really? Really? It was constant. And I am forever grateful that I had the fortitude, that I had the support of my family, the fortitude, and just that thing of knowing and saying, okay, and then the surrender of it. And it's magic. It's pure magic. And I'm grateful for that. And that's what we're talking about. You'll have your own experiences of that. They say this is a time when you need to truly believe in yourself. Have faith in the universe's direction for you. Because remember, it's a co-creation. Your soul has already chosen and said, yes, this is the path or the possibilities. Now we're in the human form. It's about experiencing them. It's about moving past our limitations. And everything up through 2022, it's the foundation. They're showing me the number 4. It's foundational, which is why we don't, quote unquote, throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's not about throwing it out, but it's also not about being stuck in it. It's not about staying in it. It's not about looking backwards, trying to redo. No, it's there. It's a beautiful block of wood that's been carved. And now we turn, and they're showing me, here's this solid piece of wood. And as we turn 2023, the 7-year moving forward, all of a sudden that block becomes like a hologram, like weightless, iridescent. It's quote unquote with us, but it does not define us. It's as if it has refined us. And thus we move along. We're not carrying it. We're not dragging it behind. It's just moving with us so as to be foundational, and yet we're open to the discovery of it. We're open to the awe and the wonder of we've made space, because it went from being solid and heavy and rooted. And look at this, how we're moving. Piscean is water, but we're moving from this era where everything has been all earth signs. So things that are very weighted and root. These things that are foundational. We're now moving to Aquarian, it's air. We're moving to this fluidity. And that's what this is all talking about. So it's about realizing that we are literally moving from this very dense, weighted, heavy way of experiencing our divine human journey to one that's very light, fluid, effervescent. We carry with us, we embody. We don't carry it. We embody all that we've known. But we make space for all that is unknown, all that is before us. An excellent card to meditate upon when you are experiencing fear of the new or unknown. The Fool affirms creativity, risk-taking, and the courage needed to open new doors. Always whole, healthy, and without fear, the Fool is the spirit we express as wonder, awe, curiosity, and anticipation. In living life as the Fool, you have a more direct inner connection with your universal energies and feel the power of spirituality transforming your everyday life. You'll experience a sense of renewed youthfulness and an increased awareness of the gifts life has to offer. This is the beauty of this. And let me just bring in some of your comments. And good morning, Kim, Ayan, Lorna, and Tina. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tina is saying, you are always on time and relevant when I have the opportunity to watch you. Thank you for your inspiration. I am at a crossroad and am trying to decide which way to go. Tina, this is beautiful. I want to just incorporate, it's represented in the tarot by the Two of Swords. What's beautiful about this is in the Two of Swords, it's portrayed with the feminine. She's sitting, the fullness of the ocean is behind her. She has two swords crisscrossed, and she's blindfolded. The beauty is about the choice. In essence, we can never make a wrong choice. They're just two different choices, two different experiences, and they can be drastically different. What you want to know is, what do I genuinely, truly wish to experience in this moment? The ocean is the fullness, the waters, the living waters, the consciousness, the wholeness of source. It's at your back. It's like in the Fool card, the sun is at our back. It is with us. We embody it. So in this moment, Tina, simply sit, listen quietly, and make sure that you know, is this my head, mind, ego, personality speaking, or is this my heart, my soul speaking? The soul will be a little bit quieter, softer. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's, at least with me, they can be pretty, in French they say plus fort, it's strong, very forceful, strong. The point though is, you'll know. You'll recognize, this is a mental personality ego aspect sword. This one's my soul sword. And the soul sword may be a little more scary because it's more exciting. It's more unknown. Choose the unknown because we're leaving behind the known. We're expanding. We're exceeding. Lorna is sharing the how is source. Exactly. The how will always be source. So don't get tripped up. Don't get overwhelmed with the fact that you have to have all the answers. You don't. As Elizabeth shared at the top of the hour in the show, as things present themselves, receive, take the step. Because that's where, I'm going to bring up the quote now. This is one of the many quotes that are going to be shared today. A journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a single step. It's by Lao Tzu. This is again the fool. The fool must take the first step and keep on. I shared with you some shows ago. I have a dear friend who has since passed, and she, at the age of 13, met this gentleman who survived the Holocaust, who was in a concentration camp, and she, at 13, asked him, "How did you do it?" Meaning, how did he survive when so many perished? And he said to her, "I just knew I had to keep taking the next step." So against that backdrop, against the incredibleness of that moment, he knew, just keep taking the next step. Just keep taking it. He didn't know the ultimate outcome of his experience. But what his soul knew was to keep taking each step as it came. And that's what this is talking about. This is the beauty of 2023. And there's a joy. I want you all to see my face because I'm beaming and smiling. It doesn't mean without, opportunity, challenge, which I equate to opportunity. It doesn't mean that it's, it doesn't have that, but there is a levity to this. There is a divine light to this 7 year, to this moving forward, to this expansion. And like anything, when we expand, yes, it's nervous energy. Yes, there can be fear and so forth, anxiety and so forth. However, when you just come back to center and you calm yourself, I am the fool. Keep the fool card up, an image of the fool card. I am the fool on my own journey. I am the custodian of my journey. I choose to be the fool. I choose to make expansiveness and awe and wonder a part of my daily being. And I choose to make space to receive. That's how this comes together. Because again, remember our main theme, our mantra, bringing it back up. We've only just begun to live. It's a beautiful song. I'm going to post it in the comments after the show. Again, it's your mantra. We've only just begun to live. It doesn't negate what's come before. It just means, as they said, the first thing they intuitively gave for today's show was 7 year. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary. So the unseen is telling us that this 7 year is the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. For the love of blessings, claim it. Put in the comments that you claim it. That I claim this extraordinary life. I claim this extraordinary opportunity, this extraordinary year, this extraordinary new beginning. It is heavenly sent. It is the Four of Cups. It is the divine cup coming to you, as I showed in, just going to put it up again really quickly. Four of Cups. We're moving away from the three on the ground. See, they're on the ground. Earth. And we're receiving the one from the heavens. Air. The star. Wish fulfillment. It is the soma, the nourishment in that cup. And what's required of us? Discernment. Consciousness, discernment, harmony, balance. That is what is required of us so that we're selecting the best, the highest and best cups for us. That's where we are. So current energies, I'm gonna move into the current energies because I want to give you some of, and you'll see how all of these are, they play together. So the main energies for today, and we're going to talk about hexagram. So 46, pushing upward, ascend. And hexagram 46, I'm going to come back to it because it's our main energy. It's about ascend. It's about ascending, pushing upward. And remember the double helix and the spiral, that's what we're talking about. Its hidden influences, propriety, subordinate. It means to surrender to your soul source connection, to yourself. Not ego, not mind, not personality, not someone else, but subordinate. We're the guest at the banquet. The master weaver, our soul and the master weaver, they are the higher octave. So it's about that propriety. It's about that subordinating, surrendering to that, which means surrendering to your highest octave, yourself, your soul self. Its underlining cause, 25, innocence. There's the Fool, innocence, and to be open. And there's another beautiful quote that goes with this. And let's see. Let me see if I'm bringing it up right. Nope. One more, sorry. Here we go. When you pay respect to the great, you pave the way for your own greatness. When you acknowledge, when you pay respect to the great in you, the highest octave of you, you pave the way for your own greatness. You pave the way to actually experience and receive your greatness, your greatest joy, your greatest honor. So again, it's a choice, right? It's about choosing the right cups. These cups pay respect to my greatness, which means I'm going to receive that greatness. It's not Memorex, it's live. It's not an imitation, it's not less than. It is my greatness. And that's what you will receive. So going back here, so we have hexagram 46. I'm just all over the place. See, this energy is moving me around, shaking me up. Okay, back on the screen, main energies. So 46, pushing up. Then we go to 28. And all of these numbers are coming out of today's date. And it's so funny because, yes, it's the last show of the year of 2022. And it has nothing, in that sense, it has nothing to do with the old. It has nothing to do with where we've been, other than to know that we're standing on that beautiful polished block of wood that represents everything that we've been up to this point, because we are pivoting, we're turning. So you can see this critical mass and moment, because it's all about where we're headed. And with critical mass, it's about its action is adjust. Its hidden influence, the one, the creative, to initiate. Everything today boils down to, when we add all the numbers together, they end in a 10, which becomes a 1. And the 10 is the new beginning. The 1 is the creative, to initiate. And in hexagram 28, and it's also known, critical mass is great exceeding. So again, we're going to exceed from the ordinary to the extraordinary. And so its underlining cause is nourishing vision, nurture. It means that we have everything, source, that cup that's coming in from the heavens, that divine cup, the star. That's all of the nurturing, the nourishment. And it's for us to have that vision, to claim it, to see it. Look past the surface. Look through the illusions. Look beyond the known of yourself, of others, of world events. Look beyond it because you're stepping into the unknown. We then have 19, which is approach. And remember, we had this one, and it's so beautiful because its action is advance. So remember that we spoke about how we have the approach of the deliverance, of the promise, of the ideal. It's approaching us. It's coming to us. Its action, to advance, to move beyond. Its hidden influence is return, go back. Return, go back means go back. They've been saying go back to where we began, but an octave higher. We're returning home, back to your soul source connection. Look how far we have gotten away from that connection. How ego, mind, personality, the physical things that have led us astray, so to speak. And this return back to our soul essence, our soul self, our divine self. And then its underlining cause, retreat, disengage. It's about retreating and disengaging from the past, the stories, the labels, all the estrangement. Disengage and retreat from that. Lay it down. And return to the purity, the full, the purity of your divine essence, your divineness. Last but not least is then hexagram number 1, which is the creative. It is the creative force. It is the raw energy, the creative force. Its action is to initiate. So you can see we've got the initiate showing up twice. It doesn't have a hidden influence. It has a secondary influence, which is itself, creative, initiate. Having all you need, all you desire, step into the unknown, into the beyond. Because where this is leading is saying the creative, to initiate, its secondary influence is itself. The whole of the whole. We have everything we need. The fool with his knapsack, her knapsack, it's in the knapsack. It's the magician. You can see how they're the same. The magician has the same tools as the fool. The magician just comes into a greater state of mastery, discernment, consciousness, custodialship. But it requires the fool. It requires us to be the fool to take the first step, to initiate, to return to our divine selves, to lay all of this estrangement down. And it says, life shows its harmony when you discover your connection to what unfolds. See, this is about going with the flow, being one with where your soul is guiding you, your soul source connection. So life shows its harmony when you discover your connection to what unfolds. Elizabeth was talking about what unfolds. And again, discernment. Oh, been there, done that, walk on by, or, yep, that's a new cup, and that one is really speaking to my heart, my soul, not my ego, not my mind, not my personality, not control, but the purity, the pure essence of my soul. And it will feel like your heart. When it speaks to your heart, it's your soul talking. When it speaks to your mind, it's your ego, mind, personality, judgment, one of those things, unconsciousness. Then you know it's that. So as we move through these, so just to recap here for a second, the main mantra, the main theme is we've only just begun to live. 7-year, the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. The 7, it's all about divine completion, divine fulfillment, divine perfection. It's the foundation of God's word, meaning the promise. the ideal, the harmony, the balance, the actual joy, the works, the banquet. That's where we are. It requires us to be the fool. The journey begins anew. It is a choice. Claim it, choose it, live it, be it, and allow it to unfold. Allow the unknown to unfold. Make space for it. And there's so many literal ways. I've got the Lady Jacqueline in my head. There's so many literal ways. Have you been putting off leaving a job, leaving a relationship, leaving a home or a community? Have you been putting off cleansing and we call it spring cleaning? Have you been, and that can literally be spring cleaning your environment, your home, your office, whatever it may, but that can also be spring cleaning myself, my vessel, my car, my handbag, my backpack, my merce. So, because here is the beauty, I'm going to share with you two quotes. And of course, this doesn't allow me to read everything. Here we go. Pardon me, this was misspelled. There are only two mistakes one can make along the road to truth. Not going all the way, stopping short, and or not starting. This is a quote by Buddha. And so you can see there are only two mistakes one can make along the road to truth. Not going all the way, or not starting. So again, claim it, make the choice to go the distance. Make the choice to take the first step and keep taking each step as it comes. No need to be overwhelmed. Step by step by step. The how is source. The how will present itself. You just keep taking each step. The next then is going to be this other quote, which is beautiful. And it says, a journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a single step. We put this up before, but this is the truth of it. This is the heart and soul of it. Why? Because again, bringing this up, here we go. What are we leaving behind? On the left of the screen is the devil card. We're leaving behind the enslavement. We're leaving behind the oppression, the suppression, the shadow, meaning allowing it to control. You can see how they're enslaved. It's purposeful. The devil card is not ominous in the sense of it's meant to demonstrate, as it does visually, our enslavement. How estranged we are from our soul, the purity of our soul, the purity of our divinity. And where are we going? This is the Brigitte Ashwood Luminous Tarot. It's beautiful. It's the Lovers. You see the beautiful angel, the archangel, the sun disk, the halo, the nudeness, the nakedness, the nudeness of, which demonstrates the purity of our essence, our being. Again, the mountain image. The Fool has the mountain. The Lovers has the mountain. The clouds. You see all of this. You see the twining, the apple tree, original. You see the burning tree, baptism by fire. It is a return, 33, retreat. It is a return to our purity. That's where we're going. And why? Because we're moving on up. Here's what, and see the home. The home is foundational, right? It represents, it's our safety, it's our home, it's our physical structure. That's our body, that's our soul. And we're moving on up. It's the Jeffersons. We're moving on up to the east side. Well, we're moving on up. And look at the joyousness of the color of every one of those balloons. Every possibility, everything we ever said we are, everything we ever needed, and it lifts us up. It moves us. It delivers us to a new place. And why? Because we're exceeding. Here's the image of the tent again with the hot air balloons and the carousel and the magic and the awe. Because we're going from ordinary to extraordinary. You have the golden ticket. And what's on the other side? The joy, the radiance of these sunflowers. This is everything that is leading up to all of this. This is where we're moving to. This is where we're going. So let me just bring myself back here for a moment. Before I jump in, lastly, hexagram 46. Tina, thank you. You're making me weep. Blessings to you with gratitude as well. Lorna, I learned that from you today. Thank you. Kimberly, I claim it. Elizabeth, I claim that divine choice. Lorna, I claim this. I claim this new. Crystal, I claim it. Kim, I claim it with gratitude. Ava, I claim this extraordinary year. Yes, 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 yes to all of these. And Tina, I claim all the extraordinary things Source brings. They're going to bring them in the new. They're going to bring them to us in extraordinary ways. And remember, extraordinary can be in a blade of grass. You can be sitting there and have this epiphany by looking at a blade of grass, or look up in the sky and see something, and all of a sudden you have a knowing. So be mindful of that. Be open to that. Because before we get I'm going to go through the remaining 4 things that they gave me intuitively. They said, what you, in quotes, don't see coming, end quote, gets revealed, exclamation point. The unknown. But it's about what you don't see coming, magic, awe, wonder. And remember, what you don't see coming, maybe it's perceived to be in the loss of something, a relationship, a job, something of that nature. What you don't see coming gets revealed. But the whole point, regardless of whether we perceive it to be negative or positive, what we don't see coming getting revealed moves us. It says, it's time to let this go. Oh, it's time to be the fool. It's time to be my extraordinary self. And you will know, should it happen in a quote unquote negative manner, it's not, but you understand what I'm saying. You'll already know. Yeah, I was meant to let go of that. Yeah, I knew I should have left 5 years ago. Yes, I know. You'll know. It doesn't mean it's not painful in the moment. However, choice, we have the ability to go, that's one of the 3 cups on the ground. I'm ready to accept the cup coming from Source, from the heavens. And where is it going to lead me? That's the unknown. However, it's going to lead me. And all I need to do is listen to my soul source connection, keep taking each step, and keep opening myself, keep emptying my vessel so as to replenish it, nourishing vision, replenish it with the new, with the unknown, with the gifts. And then you'll notice it's not work, it's works. It's plural. Works, joy. You can see my face, I'm smiling. It's when you love doing what you're doing. It's not work. Doing something you don't like, doing something that's mediocre, ordinary, you have to do it, blah, 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 that's work. Works, plural, oh, that's joy. Oh, I love this. Oh my gosh, pinch myself, I get to do this? Or I get to live here? Or this is the person I'm with? Oh. Whole different, extraordinary, not ordinary. So what you don't see coming gets revealed. Number 3, magic and miracles abound. I'm going to put up the 7 again here really quickly because it's such a joyful image. Here it is. Magic and miracles abound. Choose wisely. That is the 7 of Cups. That is the discernment. We are going to have a lot of options. Choose wisely. Because again, there might be 10 things that are ours. However, I know that this one is where I start. So start with the one that you know, meaning you're being guided to take it. Not know, my mind, my ego says, oh, this is safe and I'm terrified of doing that, so I'll do this. Now that's ordinary. When your soul says, take cup number 7 out of 7 that you have or 10 that you have, and it's terrifying or scary, Take the first step, lead with your soul. Take it. It will lead you to the other cups. It will bypass the cups that you don't need to bother with. Been there, done that. Walk on by. Number 4, which is foundational, they said the elephant in the room, literally. And I'm like, okay. And then I heard wisdom, memory, learning, experiencing, achieving, and then the unveiling of ancient wisdom. So the elephant in the room, literally, is going to be the unveiling of this ancient wisdom, the emerald, the light, the God code, DNA. It's the elephant in the room. Literally, the elephant, and spiritually, the elephant represents wisdom, divine wisdom. The mind of an elephant, they remember everything. And you'll see too, it's hexagram 37, family support. When you watch a herd, look how, as a nucleus, how loving and caring and supportive. It doesn't matter whose calf, whose baby it is. They all come together as one unit. They come together in unity so as to achieve, live, flourish. The elephant in the room, literally. Wisdom, memory, learning, experiencing, achieving, the unveiling of ancient wisdom. Ancient wisdom. It's going to be there with us, for us. We're going to be, it is in our DNA. And lastly, they said, number 5, which is about change, they said, monkey see, monkey do. And I heard discernment, authenticity. And we've talked about discernment, the 7 of Cups, authenticity. And they said, what's okay to replicate / follow and what isn't. So monkey see, monkey do. It's like, oh, one person did it. And remember the M theory with monkeys. They took, there was an experiment on an island. And again, it's this chain of the unseen, the M theory. And they were on, let's say, the Caribbean island. And they dumped a batch of sweet potatoes on the beach. And of course, so the sweet potatoes have grains of sand all over them. Well, one monkey goes over and takes it and dips it in the ocean, takes all the sand off and eats it. Monkey by monkey, one after the other, monkey see, monkey do. They all start doing it. Unbeknownst to this colony of monkeys and the researchers that were watching across the globe on a whole other island, that awareness, that divine wisdom, that ancient wisdom, the M theory said a whole other colony of monkeys started doing the same thing. It's the unseen. It's the golden thread of the tapestry of the master weaving. So what this is saying is monkey see, monkey do. When you are authentic, when you use your discernment, then you know it's okay to do what you're doing or replicating what you're following. If it's inauthentic, if you're just going to go with the crowd, if you're doing something that is inauthentic to your soul, then it's not okay to replicate and follow that. Because then you're doing something that isn't you. You're being less than ordinary. And you're certainly being less than extraordinary. So this monkey see, monkey do opportunity here, use discernment and know your authenticity so that you know when you're doing it, when you're replicating or following, it's from a pure, solid, beneficial place. This is beneficial, this is okay. Oh, this is less than? Not okay. That is not in harmony with my soul. Because again, in the example I just gave, there was a supreme benefit to one monkey after the other, following the other, because they took away the irritation, the grit, the inability to eat something that would nourish them. But by dipping it, by following, I dipped it in the ocean, it cleansed it. Now I can enjoy the saltiness of the sweet potato and so forth. I'm not chewing sand. That's a positive, beneficial authentic use of discernment and following, of replicating and following. If it's not that, don't do it. Or you can, and you'll have that experience, and then you can share with everybody in the comments how that went. So, last but not least, before hexagram, and I know we're running over, and I apologize, it's a big show today, so I'm going to hurry, but yet do justice to all of this information. No, they're saying for me to leave that to the very end. Okay, so I'm going to go to hexagram 46 and just share with all of you the main points. And this is where the quote, "When you pay respect to the great, you pave the way for your own greatness." There's another beautiful quote here that comes up, which is, "It is always better to fail in doing something than to excel in doing nothing." It's a Chinese proverb. This really embodies and reinforces, take the step, but take the knowing step. Knowing meaning your soul is speaking to you. It may be unknown, but it's a knowing. So, because it's better to fail at doing something than excel at doing nothing. So we're moving, because again, we're moving from the ordinary to the extraordinary. So coming back, it says, pushing upward, hexagram 46, pushing upward. It's known as CHING. Describes a situation requiring an extended amount of sustained effort and results that may not be readily visible. It is like a small tree taking years before it ever provides shade. At the same time, it is focused on growth, so unless the situation is one of growth, it cannot move upward. It can also be a message about patience and authentic interaction. We were just talking discernment, authenticity, authentic interaction. It may be about taking years before it provides shade. Everything you've ever been is in that honed, polished, shaped block of wood. We don't throw it away. We don't throw it out, but we also don't drag it along with us behind us. We simply effervescently we embody it, and we move forward. It's like it's there, but we have no attachments to it. We're not dragging anything. It's effortless. It's light. It's effervescent. Generally, events happen so fast that we lose touch with the flow of what we are doing. We can become a part of routines that have nothing to do with fulfillment. See, this is about work. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. My soul really wants to do this, or my soul really, but here I am, work. And work, that can be the job, relationship, where I live, friendships, whatever it may be. Situations unfold that are the result of past actions that are forgotten. Like the patience that would be required to observe the growth of a tree, you need to get back to the moment in conscious awareness of what you are doing and why. There's that return. We're coming back to ourselves. Why are we doing what we're doing? Why are we not moving forward? Why are we stuck? And we're not really stuck because we're doing something. We're choosing an action to repeat. So that's not being stuck. That's simply choosing what we're choosing. Therefore, pushing upward can be a message to slow down and become mindful, discernment. The hidden influence of propriety or subordination aligns the will to the way. Not the ego mind personality way, but the way, soul source connection. When we nourish an authentic approach to each day, keeping in mind our intention while opening to the nurturing events that unfold to hone us, we can create a sense of fulfilling opportunities that lead to success. When we are neglectful or caught up in routines, nothing can flourish. The underlying cause of innocence, the fool, innocence, sought a perspective without intention, but now you are asked to give form to intention and provide it with the conscious care over time that will allow you to realize your ambition. The fool to the magician. Knapsack, all of the tools, everything. Both have everything they need. So where we embark on something in without intention, as it builds, as we're taking the steps, we become the magician. And so we, again, use discernment, authenticity, refinement, so as to walk responsibly, consciously. CHING, pushing upward, focuses on purposeful action and asks that you examine the situation to see if real growth is occurring. Pushing upward can also be a message about need to leave a deteriorating situation if it is no longer serving your growth. The emphasis should be on healthy growth and not ignoring deterioration. A promotion or other opportunity to expand outwardly is also indicated. So again, we have this opportunity to revisit, to look. Mercury retrograde in Capricorn, an earth sign. It begins tomorrow and it goes through the 18th of January. Mars, actionary, has been retrograde, goes direct on the 12th of January. So from this point right now through mid-ish January, we're asked to discern, to take stock, to cleanse. It doesn't have to be hardcore. Just, again, what are the things that we are to release, let go of, so as to move forward and claim this extraordinary year, this extraordinary opportunity to expand, to move beyond. And again, and not from a place where, because everything is purposeful. So not from a place of judgment, not from a place of anger, not from a place of wound and hurt, but from a place of grace and opportunity. And, we talk about this a lot. Namaste. I bow to the divine in you, to see beyond the surface, to see beyond or through the hurt, the wound, to see that by releasing this, I'm no longer attached to my suffering. I am now open to receive, because the definition of suffering is attachment. We're attached to something, to an outcome, to a belief, to a way, to an idea, and thereby it causes us suffering. When we release that, it's the emptying of the bag, the handbag, the knapsack. It's the purifying, the emptying, so as to renew, regenerate, to allow the creative force, the initiate, to come in. So, just to give you, massing toward the top is called pushing upward. That which pushes upward does not come back. We sometimes believe that successful people get a, quote, lucky break, but more often than not, it was the heaping up of small efforts that led to their success, step by step by step. And I do want to give a shout out. The piece that I read from The Fool is from Biddy Tarot, BIDDY tarot.com. And these hexagrams, as you all know, it's Carrie Hone from cafeosoul.com. Both really beautiful websites and full of information and so forth. So just to give a shout out to both of these ladies and their artful gifts that they share with all of us. So as we conclude, remember to be the fool of your journey. Remember to empty out, cleanse, let go, release, and do it with grace. Do it with ease. Do it with joy. Even if you're experiencing sadness and hardship and heartache, allow it to be cleansing and purifying. Allow it to be the monkey that took the sweet potato that dipped it in the ocean to get the irritant, to get the sand, to purify it so that it could be consumed, so that they could be nourished. Because again, everything is purposeful. And last but not least, I leave you all with, this was very interesting. The last thing they said was, what's the one question you've been dying to know? And I was like, wait a minute, what? What's the one question you've been dying to know. And I was like, oh, it's not what's the answer? What's the one answer you've been dying to know? It's what's the one question you've been dying to know? And what it finally came to me was, oh, what's the one thing that's unknown to me that I've been dying to know? See, we know what we know until we know. Well, what's the one question? What's the one thing that's unknown that I've been dying to know? And then they said, with 3 exclamation points, answer it. Which means, what's the one question you've been dying to know? What's the one unknown thing that you've been dying to know? You already know it. You already have the answer for it. They've just given us the steps to receive it, to claim it, to walk with it, towards it, to it, so as to receive it, to move beyond what we've believed ourselves. And it's that beautiful quote, and I'm going to put it up again really quickly. When we suspend the reality we are in or believe we are in, a new reality emerges. When we move beyond the known into the unknown, a new reality emerges. A new me emerges. A new us. And that step by step by step keeps building. Because again, the way does not speak. It reveals by deeds and events. It's going to reveal itself. The way speaks. It says it doesn't speak. The soul speaks. Your higher self, your soul source self speaks. The way does not speak, but it reveals by deeds and events. Because when we listen to the unseen, our soul source connection, it's not speaking like I am right now with all of you. It's a knowing. It speaks in that way, but it reveals by opportunity, by deeds and events. 4 of Cups, the cup coming in from the heavens, knowing that it's filled with the star, wish fulfillment, and that my authenticity and discernment will allow me to choose so that I can take step by step by step and deliver myself to a new reality. That's where all of this is culminating. And they left us with the song, it's from Sister Act 2, I believe, which was, Oh Happy Day. And that has to do with the approach, but then I'll put that up in the comments as well. But all of this culminates 2023. Oh, happy day. And I am certainly smiling and happy. I thank you all so much for your comments, for your presence, for you choosing to be with us on this journey. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wishing you a beautiful entry into 2023. I am going to be off next Wednesday, the 4th, due to family requirement. However, I will be back on the 11th of January, Wednesday, the 11th of January, and we will see how this all ties together because they already gave me a little sneak peek. So I will see you in 111, New Beginnings, and it also is 111 is about minding your thoughts, the stories we're telling ourselves, lack, limitation, anything that's less than. So remember that block, everything you've been, that block of wood, we're moving that. It has been earth, solid, and it is being transformed, transmuted into air, into something that is all of its densities, its impurities are being left behind, being released. Baptism by fire. So that what remains, what comes with us, is the beauty and the purity and the journey of the soul. So I leave you with all of that. Thank you all so much for joining. Love you dearly. And I will look forward to seeing you on January 11th in 2023. Be well, everyone. Be safe.